Hello again and welcome, listeners, to Shallow Thoughts and Deep Shit. My name is Jefferson Lambert, and I'll be your host for this atrocity as I journey through the mind of a serial misanthrope. You can listen to this podcast for free at Spotify, Apple iTunes, iHeartMusic, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Radio Public, and Spotify for podcasters. If you like what you hear, please rate the show, subscribe, and follow. You can also follow the show on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can join for extra content, new episode notifications, and more. And don't forget, you can interact with each episode and post a comment or ask a question if you so desire. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started, shall we? Welcome to installment number 34 on this, the final day of 2023. This episode might lower your IQ. To preface this one, I'm going to quote the high school principal in Billy Madison after Billy answers a question about the Industrial Revolution. Mr. Madison, what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. These are some names I could think of that actually double as a noun or a verb. This episode is called Lame Name Game. Jim joined a gym. Bob bobbed for apples. Doug dug a hole. Candy ate candy. Don donned a scarf. Joe drank a cup of Joe. John used the John. Skip skipped down the street. Jack jacked up his car. Terry bought a terry cloth. Phil filled his tank. Bill paid his bill. Teddy bought a teddy. Frank was being Frank. Rob robbed a liquor store. Chuck chucked a rock. Rich was beyond rich. Olive ate an olive. Will read his will. Cliff jumped off the cliff. Mark made his mark. Ruby wore a ruby. Ray saw a ray. Matt stepped on the mat. Drew drew a picture. Tommy bought a Tommy gun. Peg pegged the target. Hazel had hazel eyes. Mike dropped the mic. Molly caught a molly. Lily picked a lily. Carol sang a carol. Ruth was ruthless. Pat pat the cat. Jay saw a jay. Hunter was a hunter. Ty wore a tie. Gil had no gill. Allie was in an alley. Okay, that's quite enough of that. Before ending this jibber jabber, I leave you with the following names of couples whose names rhyme with each other. Aaron and Karen, Amy and Jamie, Skylar and Tyler, Kevin and Devin, Stu and Sue, Nikki and Ricky, Rudy and Trudy, Shay and Ray, Jenny and Benny, Connie and Ronnie, Millie and Billy, Sam and Pam, Sammy and Tammy, Harry and Carrie, Tony and Joni, Horace and Doris, Andy and Brandy, Mary and Barry, Ollie and Molly, Corey and Tori, Bailey and Haley, Aiden and Jaden, Steve and Eve, Terry and Terry, Marnie and Barney, Jen and Ben, Mo and Joe, Jesse and Tessie, Lori and Rory, Bill and Jill, Randy and Sandy, Bonnie and Donnie, Jim and Kim, Jeff and Steph, Gail and Dale, Danny and Franny. Okay, that's enough. I feel my brain cells evaporating. Have a nice day. Goodbye, 2023.